everyone, thanks so much for being here. My name is Kat and I make houseplant videos here on Good and Planty. If you just saw up to absolutely love this video, please consider liking it, commenting, subscribing, or following me on Instagram. All these things help me grow my channel like a plant. All right, today we are taking things a little slow. I'm uploading this late, I'm sorry. We are doing a fun little Q&A. I asked you guys questions on my Instagram. You answered my call for questions and I'm going to answer them today. And of course, because I'm a plant channel, I didn't forget, I do have a few little plants I'm gonna be working on. I don't know how well I can keep them in frame because I don't have a little table yet and I'm like trying out a new setup, so bear with me. First thing that I'm gonna do is this Hoya australis got knocked over. She's doing really well actually, but she did get knocked out of her pot by a friend, and now she doesn't really have much soil in here, so I'm just patting down a little bit of soil. First question, these are gonna be a little bit all over the place. A lot of them are personal questions. The first one is, are you working full-time on your YouTube channel or do you have a job? If so, how do you balance both? And that is a great question. A few people have asked me questions similar to this. I do work a full-time job, believe it or not. A lot of people surprisingly think that I do YouTube full-time, which is really cool. I feel like you're all manifesting that for me because it is my dream and I would love to do YouTube or plant-related things full-time. It's just that, you know, I'm not making enough off of YouTube yet. My full-time job, I do work in marketing, so it is a little bit related to YouTube. There is some overlap in the skill set that I use, but I'm not passionate about marketing specifically. I just really like houseplants and content creation, hence YouTube being the perfect match for me. First question down. I've already answered that one a few times, so I'm not gonna go super in depth, but question down, plant down. Next question. What has been your greatest success/failure with plants? That's a good question. I would say my greatest failure, which there's a positive spin to it, but my greatest failure is probably overextending myself to my plants and sometimes allowing it to take away from the joy that I have with houseplants, and instead the hobby becomes really overwhelming. I wouldn't really label that as a failure though, because I learn from it and I readjust. I would say the successes, my greatest success with houseplants is my ability to bounce back, learn, and kind of navigate houseplants as an ever-growing, evolving, changing hobby. Those are things that I really love about houseplant care, and I try to kind of share that with my audience. If you watch my videos, this is probably no news to you. I really love just connecting with my plants on a little bit of a deeper level, and that definitely comes with successes and failures, just like any relationship. Some of your favorite things that make you feel like a Philly local. I love Philly questions so much. I know I have a few of you that are either in Philly or in the surrounding area, and I get so excited when you all comment that you live so close. I feel like there's not a lot of content creators based in Philly, so I do get really excited. I would say I know my coffee really well in Philly. I know where to go and get a good cup of coffee. I am very confident in my coffee shop game. I know where the best cheesesteak is. It's definitely Jim's. I've hit most of the big fan favorites and Jim's is hands down the best one. If you're in Philly, I want to hear your favorite cheesesteak. If you say Pat's or Geno's, I'm gonna be upset. And I think also just as I kind of grow my little baby network and make more friends here, I get to learn new niches in the city, which makes me feel really happy. I want to give a little shout out to Cafe Roasters, which is a Vietnamese cafe in Philly. I know the owner, which is crazy. I worked with her when I was a student. I interviewed her when she was just roasting bags, and now they have a whole coffee shop. So if you're ever in the area and you want to try Vietnamese coffee, check that place out. Just little things like that, like little nuggets of, a lot of them are food related, make me feel like a little Philly local. I've been here for 5-6 years at this point, which is freaky. That's freaky. All right, next thing I'm gonna do plant-wise is I have, oh my God, this is funny. So I have this Sansevieria, and the roots aren't poking out of the bottom, but whenever I water her, the water runs through the pot really fast and she's not retaining enough moisture. Her leaves are always very wrinkly. And on top of that, she has a lot of pups I don't know how well you can see that, but this was a pup actually. So it's just getting a little bit crowded. So I'm gonna pot her up in this pot that my little sister got me. You can read that for yourself. And I think it's a kind of funny because snake plants like to stay a little bit dry. So putting it in the WAP pot is kind of plant humory. I don't know, it could just be me. We're gonna go ahead and do that. And as I answer the next question, how many tattoos do you have and which one is your favorite? So I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 7 tattoos. So not a crazy amount, but I really love the tattoos that I have. I think that my favorite is definitely the snake. So my good friend Lee, Grapefruit Juice on Instagram, I will put their handle here, did like the most phenomenal job on this snake. I love the placement. They did all of the scales freehand, added some shading, and it was a crazy appointment. I was at their studio for 12 hours and it was probably like 7 hours worth of tattooing, but it was really great. I got to talk to my friend for 7 hours and we got to know each other even better. They were losing their minds towards the end because this was a very daunting half sleeve essentially, but it came out amazing and it is absolutely one of my favorite, it is my favorite tattoo. Follow them, follow them. If you take anything away from this video, it is visit Cafe Roasters if you are in Philly and follow Grapefruit Juice on Instagram. Those are my orders. Next question is a good one. I like this one. Most common assumption people have of you. I love like, I don't know, attention, I guess. I like knowing what people think about me. I always ask people like, what did you think about me when you first met me and stuff like that. The most common thread that I get, which is actually kind of funny. It's not really like a good or a bad thing. Ooh, I don't have crazy roots on this plant. This isn't that good, but maybe it'll give the babies some more room to kind of sprawl out and spread, and I will just be careful with watering and kind of shallow fill this pot is how I'm gonna handle that. But the most common assumption about me that I get is that I am a vegetarian. And I get it, I do look like I would be a vegetarian. I don't know exactly what it is, but I just know I fit that like, I want to say aesthetic, but like the stereotype kind of. So people are surprised when I do mention that I eat meat, and I don't eat a lot of meat. My issue is, and I have thought about being a vegetarian because I don't eat a lot of meat. I'm not naturally drawn to it. I don't crave it. But my big problem is that I have stomach issues, and most protein substitutes absolutely destroy my stomach. Like I hurt so bad. I am a sad girl with my belly hurting and I'm being brave. Yeah, so I really struggle to get protein in, and there's like a few meats. I hate chicken. I really don't like chicken that much. There's a few meats that I can eat when I go out that like, you know, fulfill me and taste good. All in all, I don't know why I'm going on this tangent, but I'm not a vegetarian. Advice for someone thinking of starting a YouTube channel. Oh my gosh. This is an awesome question. My biggest advice, this is so cliche, literally everyone says this. I'll say this and then I'll try to also give a little bit more of an original thought. The biggest challenge in starting a YouTube channel is literally just starting it. There's so much intimidation, at least I think for a lot of people, of like, what will people in my life think? Should I keep it hidden? Should I share this? What do I do? And my honest, like the biggest nugget of advice, and I'm so glad that everyone says this because it's true, is you just need to like get going. Like my first year of filming, I'm still kind of clueless about what I'm doing, but I really had absolutely no video knowledge, like, you know. So I just picked up my iPhone and I did my best. It wasn't the best quality, but it's all a work in progress, and I love seeing how my videos improve over time. It's really encouraging. I definitely recommend just picking up whatever you have to film. If you have a phone, that's awesome, and you can just go ahead and get started. I also will say, on a more technical note about starting a YouTube channel, marketing basics are so helpful to just understand how to optimize like things like YouTube titles, looking into making thumbnails, the structure of a video, stuff like that. There are so many amazing free resources right here on YouTube. I really like Catherine Manning for it. Just take in as much knowledge as you can at a pace that's comfortable for you, and it will really help gain traction on YouTube, because YouTube is great, it's so much fun, but YouTube is a business and you should treat your YouTube channel as a business as well. So you will want to like optimize it in certain ways. I definitely recommend doing that, and also just make sure you're showing your personality. Like, I think that some of my best videos are my more personal ones, where I'm a little bit more natural, comfortable, and like authentic, I guess, on camera. So I definitely recommend giving that a go, but that's something also that comes with time. I think you become a little bit more comfortable just talking to yourself. I can't explain how bizarre it feels to film your first video if you are not used to being in front of a camera. It's like dead quiet in the house, and you just like the first sentence like stumbles out of your mouth pretty much, because you're like, I'm literally talking to myself to a little camera to no audience. But eventually things will happen, and it's great. Just stick with it and have fun. What's your proudest small accomplishment? Love your videos. Thank you so much for the compliment. I would say my greatest small accomplishment recently, in terms of YouTube, honestly, I would say my first 1,000 subscribers was a huge accomplishment, even though it feels kind of small. That is one of like the proudest moments I've had within the past few years, because I just stuck with something, which is kind of hard for me to do, and I was like really motivated. I still am, and that first 1,000 subscribers just felt so wild to me. I can't even explain it. 1,000 people feels just absurd. And now I have 31 of you, almost 32 at the time of filming. Thank you all so much, I love you. How are you feeling really after everything? Hope you're doing good, with a little heart. Thank you so much, Vanessa. If you're new here, I recently broke up with my boyfriend who I was dating for 7 years, so that is a big life change. A lot of you were asking about how I am doing, how I'm doing specifically post-breakup. This is done. She looks really cute in here, actually. I'm obsessed with this. I did a shallow fill, if you can see, because her roots weren't super deep. I didn't pot her with a lot of soil, which is good. But now she has more room, which I think is gonna be nice. But okay, in terms of how I am doing, I would say I'm doing fairly well for the situation. I am under a lot of stress, as I mentioned in my original video where I shared the news about me and Jonah. All in all, there are hard days. Like, I'm not going to glamorize the process. There are hard days. Living alone is a huge adjustment, especially because this house is definitely not meant for one person. There are definitely days where, you know, it hits me and I have to process my emotions. I don't want to shut down, but I have an incredible support system. I have a lot of people I can call. Me and Jonah are on great terms, which really helps with the healing process as well. All in all, I have been doing really good, I think, in terms of actually like changing my life and making it what I want it to be and who I want to be, and giving myself time to reflect and just like kind of like take a breather, you know what I mean? It's been really nice, and I think I'm gonna cherish this period of my life far into the future. I think this is like a really important piece of time for me, and I'm just really excited to like soak it in and enjoy it. Just reflect, you know what I mean? Be with myself, enjoy myself, love myself, all that good stuff. All in all, I am doing really well, and I'm really proud of myself for that. It's tough, it's really hard. Anyone who's gone through a breakup knows, and it still feels a little bit surreal, but I can confidently say that I'm doing well, and you guys don't have to worry about me. But thank you all so much for asking how I'm doing. I really appreciate when you guys ask me that. It's the sweetest, most wholesome thing. Are you seeing anyone right now? Tea. Oh my god, you guys came. Just kidding. A few people actually asked me this, but this specific one is coming from my best friend. I am dating right now. I am dating. That's all the tea that I can give. But I'm on the market. Tea or coffee in the morning? Coffee. Coffee. I love tea. Tea is amazing. It tastes so good. There's so much to explore with tea. I do try to get into it here and there and put it into my routine, but coffee is a morning staple. I go hard. I have a hand grinder, I have a Chemex, I weigh out my beans. I go to a specific shop for my beans, the whole thing. I'm very committed to my coffee. It is such therapy for me in the morning and it gets me in a good headspace. So 1,000,000% coffee, and honestly, I don't think I want to quit coffee, and I probably won't. What is your biggest dream or goal for this year? Definitely focusing on YouTube, which is funny because I have been slacking with my uploads a little bit. Like, I've been posting, I haven't missed an upload, but some of my uploads have been later in the day, like this one. I do want to find a better routine with my new life situation, and I want to just continue being committed to YouTube and growing this out. It's really exciting. I feel like I do have a little bit of traction right now, which is great. I am so happy with the progress of my channel, but I do want to continue to grow it out so that I can support myself a little bit more with this. Yeah, so just finding that like work-life balance with my 2 jobs and my social life, my personal life, and my alone time and all of that is a huge goal of mine for this year. Do you have a favorite music artist? I love Frank Ocean. I love him so much. He's my favorite ever. But also, I've been listening to a lot of Mitski. Like, that was my breakup go-to for some reason. Not for some reason, it kind of makes sense. And then I shifted to like pop music for a bit, just like little throwbacks and stuff like that. But usually it's Frank Ocean, Isaiah Rashad, Drake, Meg Thee Stallion, all of them kind of like on a shuffle. James Blake, love James Blake. Sorry, I can't give one. I'm gonna go off on a tangent, but I've been really enjoying music a lot. Living alone, it kind of like fills the house a little bit and puts me in a good mood. So I've been really enjoying discovering new music lately. So if you have a good recommendation, like if those artists ring a bell and you want to put your input, recommend an artist or a song, I would love to hear it. That would actually be so much fun. And maybe I can make like a new watering playlist. I have one going, but maybe I'll make a newer one too. Queen! Do you speak any Russian / did you grow up with your parents speaking Russian? So my mom is Russian, like completely Russian. She immigrated in her 20s, a little bit before having me. When I was growing up, when I was a kid, I was really like, it was like me and my mom was very Russian. So I grew up reading Russian books, watching Russian cartoons. I spoke Russian fairly well. We would visit Russia fairly often. And then as I got older, I lost a little bit of that. So I don't speak fluently at all. I can read it a little bit and I can understand it a little bit, but I've been thinking about watching like a Russian show or something to kind of get used to hearing Russian in different voices, because I can understand my mom when she speaks Russian, but with strangers, it's a little bit harder. I don't know if that's just me or a common like bilingual sort of thing. Yeah, my mom is very Russian and I love it. She's the best. What made you decide to foster a dog? So yes, I'm fostering a dog, and I was waiting for this question to talk about this plant. So I am fostering a dog. Her name's Clementine. I named her that. And she has a cone on her little head because she has an injury on her leg. She has a cone on and she was exploring, and she has no interest in eating any of the plants, but she's so clumsy with this cone that she completely knocked this plant over and there's soil all over the place downstairs. I'm gonna do the same thing I did with the Hoya australis, where I just kind of top fill it a little bit so that the roots aren't exposed. The story / update, sorry, the sun is coming in. Maybe I should move up. Yeah. Story with Clementine is that I was on Instagram and someone that follows me and I follow her kept posting about this like cute little pitty, had a little bit of trauma, and the rescuer found her and took her to the vet, got her stitches and like set her all up, but she couldn't keep her because she also has a dog, and Clementine really needs to rest and not be excited around another dog or anything like that. So she was looking for a foster independently without going to a shelter, and was asking for some help. And since Meek had the ACL surgery, I'm a little bit familiar with leg injuries and the care needed for that. And I also love pit bulls so much. I offered to foster her for 2 weeks. I'm not working with an organization. It's all independent. It's been fundraised through Instagram, which is amazing. Yeah, I've just been chatting with the rescuer, keeping her up to date on Clem. And unfortunately, I don't know if this is a future question, but I will not be keeping Clementine. I want it to be a foster failure so bad. I love her so much. She is a sweet, sweet pea. She's such an angel. I love her, but my life is too chaotic right now. Even though I'm home, there's just a lot of unknowns, and I don't want to take on the responsibility of a dog without having a little bit more stability. I want to be like responsible. A dog is a huge commitment. It kills me inside, but I can't keep little Clem, even though I love her so much. She's the best little bean. But I'm hoping that maybe someone I know will want to adopt her, which would be great. I don't know. I just really want her to go to a happy family that's gonna love her the way that she deserves to be loved. But she's doing really well. Her wounds are healing. I actually panicked a little bit this morning. I wasn't sure how her stitches were looking, so I emailed the vet, but the vet gave me the green light that everything looks really good. And she is double coned right now. She has the donut and the plastic cone because she keeps trying to lick her wounds, and I'm like, girly, you gotta stop. How long have you, I can't say this without getting demonetized probably. What's a swap? How long have you been puffing? LOL, because I was holding something in my hand on my Instagram story. Hopefully you guys can follow me on this. It's a bad habit. It's a really bad habit, and I don't intentionally like post it. Like, I had the device in my hand, and it's not something that like I want to like promote or share or anything. It's just like part of my day-to-day sometimes, so it slips out and I don't really like think about it. I haven't had any negative feedback from it, but I just wanted to like clarify that. It's just that like I don't always like proof my content for that kind of thing. It's something that I've done like on and off for a few years, but under high stress, unfortunately, I kind of reach for it if I'm being completely transparent. So that's what's going on. That's what it is. Ha ha ha. What's your favorite thing about being single / do you like being single? This can get redundant. This is actually my last question. Might get a little bit redundant. And this has nothing to do with Jonah as a partner. Jonah was a great partner, but I was in a relationship since I was 17. So like being by myself as an adult, there are so many adult experiences and lessons to learn and things to explore that I haven't done as an independent adult. Unpacking that and embracing it and pushing myself to get through it has been difficult, but it is one of the most rewarding and probably one of my favorite parts about being single is just how much I'm learning about myself and my capabilities, my communication. There's just like a lot, you know what I mean? And even if you have the most amazing partner, John was an amazing partner, but once you kind of remove yourself from that for whatever reason, there is so much to learn. And I'm really excited to do that with myself. Another little goal of mine is I want to set up a better routine. Right now I'm a little bit all over the place because my schedule just got turned upside down with all of the chaos. And now I have Clem. But I really do want to structure my day-to-day a little bit better. And I think that would reduce my stress quite a bit. Overall, I would say I like being single. Kind of chilling. There's downsides for sure. There's hard days, like I said, but I think I make a good single person. All right, the sun is still moving, so I'm trying to be careful here. Sorry, I keep looking at myself, but those are all of my little juicy questions that you guys asked. Thank you all so much for sending in questions. I'm so sorry if I didn't answer your question. Oh my God, the mic's all the way back here. So sorry if I didn't answer your question, but thank you for sending it. And please subscribe if you aren't subscribed already. You want to see more Planty content from me. Oh my God, and you can see the mic. I'm so bad. Please like this video, comment down below, hit that notification bell. Check out my holiday merch. It's available until January 31st. It's dormancy season, and you can use code dormancy for free shipping for the rest of the run, which is exciting. You can save money. Thank you all so much again, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye. Huge thank you to all of my members. Thank you to O'Neill, Val, Katrina, Audrey, Louie, Heather, _B, Jacqueline, Brooke, Daniel, Vanessa, Michelle, Tori, and Mary. You guys are absolutely the best, and I'll see you in my next video.